Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Serious Steppa podcast. As you can see, there's three of us again. We've got another special guest, and he's got the fresh cut as well. Show us the trim. I've got the fresh cut as well. We're both stepping through with the fresh cut today.
I'm just washed.
Yeah.
Washed through.
So we've got Mikey on the podcast today. If you want to say hello, Mikey, introduce yourself.
Hello. Ed recently posted a video with myself. We hit a nice little leg day up in Ufix. I've moved to Cardiff now, so I'm quite close by to the boys. We're all in Wales, which is exciting. But no, I'm Mikey. I competed as a natural bodybuilder earlier this year. My second season did all right. It was a good season, and now
did all right.
Well, given the time of the year.
Tell us a bit more.
And then now I'm no longer natural, and I'm an online coach.
Fucking cheat. Cheat.
I'm outnumbered this week. Last week I had Gabe, who was natural, and Drew kind of just like sat and watched while me and Gabe spoke for an hour.
Now we're here to bully you, mate.
This week the shoe's on the other foot, and I'm a little bit worried. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, Mikey Yamroz, obviously you've grown quite a lot on like Instagram over the last like year or so. Obviously, did really well competing. WNBF first time as a novice overall champ, PCA winner as well. 91 or 92. 92. Was that overall as well, or was that class?
No, it was a close one for the overall.
But you and Sean, wasn't it?
It was between me and Sean, yeah.
So won your class there. Overall at the WNBF, which was sick. And then what other shows did you do?
No, that was it. We had another two planned, but I pulled out of them because I got a hair transplant surgery.
Yeah. Which looks sick, by the way.
Yeah, bro.
This
actually looks good.
No, see, this is what it will look like when it's grown out. I've got hair fibers in, all right? So I don't want to fool anyone. I don't want people to think like, fuck me, this guy's so good looking. I'm not yet, all right? Not yet.
Bro's all about that transparency, that's what we're here for on this podcast.
Hell yeah, man.
Drew, how are you, mate? How's your week been since we last spoke?
I'm good, bro. I'm very, very good.
Can anyone else hear that noise before?
Yeah. I can.
Can we all hear that?
Yeah.
Oh shite! Hold on.
Is it coming from you?
It's Drew because I've just muted Drew and I can't hear it now. Bro, I promise you, it's you.
It's gone now.
It's gone.
It's Drew.
Can you hear me now?
No, it's fine now.
Yeah.
Wait, is there a little? Have you got some sort of fan on or something?
Nah. Bro, it's Ed. He's fucking lying.
Well, bro, I just muted you and me and Mikey both couldn't hear it. So
Is it gone now?
Bro's roid raging already. Holy shit! Lower the dose. Lower the dose, buddy.
Anyway, my week's been good. Booked me and Jack Brown going to Dubai on Monday for a week.
Oh, no way.
Some winter sun. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Training in Benus.
Binus.
I don't know. It's one of them. But anyway,
I think of Marbella, like.
Yeah, me. That's why I'm like reluctant to say that. But basically, I'm gonna camp there all day until Andrew Jack comes, just to have a pic with him. Like, it's gotta be done. I mean,
have a pose down, like.
Yeah. Bro, I'm not far off him right now. I want to say, like, it'd be close together, to be honest.
Yeah. It could go top, like flip of a coin, like.
Yeah, flip of a coin. But yeah, training's good. Just another week in the book, really.
Are you gonna go dungeon as well?
Yeah, we're gonna go Binos like twice. The dungeon. Oxygen as well.
Oxygen, yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame that Muscle Hut hasn't opened yet.
It opens very soon, though. They've done like they're letting people into the gym now, but only like I think it's like people they know, like because people are training in there now. I was looking at it earlier, but that gym will be sick.
Yeah. I might try and like drop him a message or something and just say, "Oh look, let me in, bro."
Say, do you know who I am?
Exactly.
I'm Drew Hope, the MBF Midlands winner.
Ooh, wait.
There he is. He's got the trophy. Oh, hang on. I'm trying to see if it says when it opens.
I know.
26th of November.
Oh, that's soon.
Shit. I'm there when it opens then.
Class.
Yeah, we open Wednesday, the 26th of November. There you go.
Guess I'm going for open day. Fucking hell.
There we are, bro.
There we
Only
go.
thing I'll say about Banus or Binos, whatever the fuck it's called.
It's fucking 40 quid a day pass, first
Yeah,
of all.
apparently the day pass is heavy.
Holy shit.
It's 40 hour money. Yeah, I know.
Jesus Christ.
And apparently it's not even that good.
Nah, it's probably not. Like, actual kit-wise, it's probably never going to touch. It won't even touch Planet in Intriga, but
No, it won't.
it's the aura that it holds. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's just, you're just going to see, like, your whole Instagram feed there.
Yeah, literally. I know.
See Andrew Jacks, man.
Yeah.
Mikey, have you got plans of ever going to that side of the world, Dubai?
I'd visit for sure. I don't know when. I haven't travelled much, to be honest with you. Like the last time I went abroad was America, like after my first bodybuilding show, and that was like what 2-3 years ago now. So I haven't been abroad in some time. I definitely want to go. What?
Where in America did you go to?
I went to LA and Las Vegas.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I'm gonna go to America next year. It's just
it's fun. It's like it's a little overhyped, a little, but like it depends who you go with and what you do. Because I went with my dad and my younger brother, which was good, but then like I'm quite limited on what I can do, right? But I think next year I do want to go to the Olympia one year. That's one thing I want to do. Yeah. But I don't know if any of you boys are going. Are you going to the Arnold Classic in the UK?
We should do like.
I am because ABP Nutrition got a stall, and so I'm an athlete. Yeah.
Have they got a stall? Have they?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, fair play to them. Making moves like.
Wait.
You're fucking that. Huh?
Yeah, it's stopped now.
No, it hasn't.
Bro, Drew, it's okay. Calm down. It's okay. But it is you, all right? Accountability is a massive part of becoming an adult. You're on mute, bro.
I can't hear it now. I'm dead ass.
Mikey, well, me and you will just chat. Drew will just crash out.
Am I good?
You're back.
Yeah.
You're back.
You might need to mute and unmute every so often, and it goes away.
Like that isn't a noise that's outside, so it must be just my mic playing fuck.
Maybe.
Must be, but you're sabotaging the whole podcast right now, bro.
Just let me know if it starts to. I'll give it a little click.
Right. So, is there anything else we wanted to like touch on as like from an intro side of things, or should we dive into some questions?
I'm going to Amsterdam for New Year's as well.
Are you?
Are you actually?
Yeah. Are you going with
me and my mate, friend. His actual missus, yeah.
I can assume I know what this means.
Yeah. So from the 30th? No, the 30th to the 3rd, I think, something like that.
Well, do you need me to give you a whole itinerary?
I will need an itinerary from you for that one, please.
I can give you the recommendations. I'll plug you up with that.
Thanks, bro. Thanks.
Bro, wait, so who are you going with? You're going with your friend and then...
His missus and then my friend as well.
Oh, you're good friend.
I have 4 friends, like they are friends already. Yeah, one of them ones. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. Nice, bro. Well, that would be nice for you.
Yeah.
I want to go to Vienna. That's on my list.
That's a good place.
That's in Austria. So, reason I want to go, they have that gym there, Intelligent Strength. Have you heard of that? Have you seen that? AJ was there recently.
Is it the one he was like? Is it the one with all the like pictures of bodybuilding? It's a proper bodybuilding gym.
It's got all sorts. It's got mad pieces of kit.
Yeah. I saw that.
And also, it's known for great coffee. And I know you like coffee, Mikey. I know I like coffee.
I love coffee.
And it's known for pastries as well. And fun fact, Mozart was born there. And
Shit.
There. So you can go to like an opera. You can go to like an opera thing, and I'm all for that. Like you saw, I was at that Hans Zimmer thing the other day.
How was that the other day?
Bro, that was fucking sick.
Yeah.
It was one of them things. Bro, it was in a cathedral, and I sit down in the cathedral, and I'm like, this is either going to be fucking wank, or it's going to be like unbelievable, bro. There's like this live orchestra. We got like violins, harps, cello, piano. There's a singer who's just like shredding it. Bro,
did you pop any fingers before you went?
Nah, but I was levitating. Time came on by Hans Zimmer. You know the one from the
Oh yeah, the one that everyone poses to.
Yeah, it's fucking unreal. Absolutely class.
I reckon, right, if you boys are comfortable speaking about this, right, because I've spoken to this about Ed about this before, right? We've all got something in common that happened to all of us during prep.
We do, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Did it happen to you as well?
It happened to me as well. But I was the one that did it, so I don't know if that was. But then afterwards, I was like, "Fuck!" I felt like I was the one who got it done to. I reckon that's something we should touch on because I don't think a lot of people do.
I think me and Ed have briefly, like, we've never really jumped in, but we have briefly flirted with.
We've never like done a deep dive into.
We don't need to deep dive on it, but I think it's something
we can.
I mean, we can. I'm happy to, but I reckon we kind of explain briefly what happened to each of us. If you boys are happy to do so.
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm. Who wants to start?
I'll start. I brought it up.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way, Mike.
I'll get it out of the way. Right. First off,
no one knows what we're talking about yet.
You are?
We haven't said what it is yet. We've just said.
Oh yeah. Right. So basically, all of us prepped this year, right? 2025, and every single one of us split out of long-term relationships. Right, that's something we had in common. I remember seeing it happen. I was like, right, it's like a domino effect. It's just happening. It's happening. And it's a weird thing to go through during prep because obviously you're very emotionless during prep. You don't even process it whatsoever. At least I didn't up until in between my two shows, and I was like, holy shit! Like, I can't believe that's just happened. I didn't really process it, but. I'll give a rough little background on mine because it's definitely funny looking back on it now, being in the position that we're in now. But I was like in the middle of my prep, and I remember like I started getting pretty bad in regards to like I'd make up small little lies here and there, so I didn't have to see her or do specific things because you know what it's like, bro. You're in a bad mood and all you want to do is eat your food, watch Eric the Electric and go to sleep, man. That's all you want to do, right? And I was just doing that on repeat, and I was like, oh man, this is hard. And like I had to travel to see, and it wasn't because I didn't want to, I just literally had no energy to. And I started noticing myself doing that a lot, and then my coaching started taking off, and I was doing that all the time, and I was like in the brinking point of working my full-time job, coaching whilst on prep and trying to be in a relationship. I couldn't manage it, and I was having doubts in my mind and stuff, and then it hit a point where we had a mini argument, right? And I just said, do you know what, I want to break up with you. Like, just out of nowhere, I was like, yeah, just boom. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I handled it like an absolute dickhead, and I do look back on it, and I'm like, I've said I'm sorry. I'll say it wasn't nice how I did it all. But it's weird because in that moment in time, you don't even consider how you're acting or how you feel or what they feel like, because prep is so selfish, right? You only really think about yourself. And this is where we learn from it. At least I have, for sure. And it was, very, very emotionless during the whole thing. And I think it was like May time we split up. And then during May, I quit my job. I became a full-time online coach. I was prepping throughout all of it. And then I had my first show at the start of June. And I remember finishing the show, coming back home. I was like, shit, I didn't get to celebrate with her that I won the whole overall. I was like, fuck, like what? Oh my God. And I didn't have that moment with anyone. And then I was sitting there driving to the gym, and I just started crying. I was like, where the fuck is this coming from? Like, why am I upset over this? And then, and it was just weird. At that point, it was too late regardless because of how much of a dick I was, just emotionless wise. But I think this is where my client, Danny, he went into a prep, and that was a conversation I had with him very, very much so at the start. I was like, mate, like, look, and at the start when he was still normal, he's like, I'm like, oh yeah, you're in a relationship, like, how are things? He loved her, blah, blah, blah. I was like, right, well, just make sure you prioritize that. Just remember, you are going to be emotionless. I was like coaching him the way through it in regards to that as well. And then I even spoke to his missus. Nothing was ever going to happen between the two of them, but I was so, hyper skeptical that I didn't want anything to happen to him throughout a prep like it did to me. And that's where, if anyone's looking out there to prep and you've got a partner, definitely pre-warn them about a few things that can happen, but just know it's not their choice that you're in prep, okay? It is your choice. And if you truly care, you want to be with them. I'm not saying like this is for my case at all, but be smart with your decisions and take into consideration what other people feel like as well. But that is my story. Not very exciting. I was just a twat. That's pretty much it.
But it's interesting though, like, you know how you said like that you just kind of ended it like kind of on a mini argument. I feel
Yeah.
like when you're in prep, your tolerance for stuff like that is so low because your energy is so
Incredibly.
low. You want everything to be efficient. You want everything to be kind of like quick. If you're having
Yeah.
like a bicker like that, in your mind, in that state, you're probably just like, you know what? It's probably easier for me to just end it now than
Yeah.
even try
Yeah.
and work through it.
Yeah.
Like, because you just don't have the tolerance for that kind of effort level. So it's
Yeah.
just a case of like, oh, I'm having a
Well,
couple of doubts. Oh, we've had a bicker. End
sort
it.
of, yeah. Yeah.
Not
It was.
backhander, but
Yeah.
end it.
I mean, you know, when you're normal, you might have a couple arguments here and there during a week, but it's fine. You just move on from it.
Yeah.
But when that's happening during prep multiple times a week, you're like, right, how can I get rid of that to make this prep easier for myself? That was it, right? And even though the prep wasn't even that hard for me, it really wasn't. But you get into such a weird mindset. I know prep affects everyone so differently, and for me, it changes me as a human completely. It really does. No matter how actively hard I try to be a normal person and say to my family, look, I'm not going to change the way I am and the type of person I am, it does inevitably end up happening. I cannot stop it.
Yeah, that's something I wanted. I'll ask you. I wanted to ask you a little bit about kind of like mentality with prep and stuff, but I'll ask it a little bit later
Yeah.
once we kind of we go over this topic first. But yeah, again, like you said, it's like it's so interesting how everyone deals with a prep differently, and also how relationships, like some relationships are fine during a prep, some just aren't, and it also depends on the person you're with as well. Like, and you can never. The thing is, you can never blame someone for
No.
if they want to leave you or they're not having a good time in the prep, because at the end of the day, you're the anomaly, not them. You know,
Yeah.
you're the one that's doing something that's out of the norm, and I think a lot of people don't like they forget that, you know, and then they start like blaming the significant other or whatever it may be.
I do remember, I'll finish off here. I do remember saying nearer to the start, like just before the breakup, I was like, look, if you want to leave me because of this prep, I don't blame you. Like I kept saying that because I was like, I felt so guilty the way that I was acting. I was like, if you want to leave me, that is completely fine. Like, you deserve better, because it was not fair. And I think that guilt was eating me up a lot in terms of just, I knew I was being a dick and this is not someone I would want to be with as well. So it's kind of like, I was like, right, let me nip the bud as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably a slight case of like you almost were like you weren't only breaking up with her from like a sense of trying to improve your own prep and the process there, but you probably also subconsciously were trying to like save her from yourself.
Oh, that was a massive aspect of it, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on
The
then,
way,
Drew. Talk to
the
us.
way, the way I look at that as well, it's like us three as individuals, we are all going to compete and compete again and again and again and again and go through multiple preps. So the fact that we've all split with our partners at the time, it shows like that's probably for the better, because we're just going to do that again. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if you weren't able to be with that person through that one prep, then you're going to do multiple preps in you, and it's just never gonna work. But for me and mine wasn't really like long term. Really, like we got together like around the Christmas period this year. No, last year, but like
The
leading into
Christmas.
this year.
2024.
Yeah.
And
But so like, and I started prep like the back end of March. So she had only had like 3 or 4 months of almost normality before it was like, okay, I'm prepping now. Like, and I did like pre-warn her, but it was just like,
I feel like with yours, it kind of just fizzled out. Like I
yeah,
feel like there was no. Well, I don't know. You weren't being awfully transparent about it at the time, but you didn't really
no,
like tell me when it happened. You kind of just like you kind of just started speaking about her less, and I was like, bro, are you with your missus? And you were kind of just like you were just kind of like, nah.
yeah, I know. It was just one of them where like, I truly feel like to go through a successful prep with a partner, they need to have some sort of baseline understanding
of the
of
prep.
of the sport and what it takes. Because
didn't work for me.
Okay, you're an anomaly, to be fair, but usually I feel like that would help, right?
Yeah, you think so? You think
You'd
so?
think so. You'd think so. But for me, she was just like totally like never trained really, never did anything like that, and it was just so extreme to extreme. It just like she tried to understand, but then I was like, okay, I wanted to go to sleep. I was just like, come home from the gym, eat my post, go to sleep, and I can see how that was a bit intolerable to be around, which is fair. Like you can't blame that other person for that, especially when they're not in that niche already, because it is just like, why is this person who 4 months ago was totally fine now a twat? Not a twat, but you know what I mean. Like a lot more intolerable. And yeah, like it just sort of fizzled out. There was not really any one big bust up, but yeah, like
it was just like
but for the best, as it would with subsequent preps, it was never gonna be a thing.
I've got a question to ask all of you when we've all said our stories. It'll be a good ending part on this. But go on, let's hear Ed's.
All right, so with mine, my ex-missus competed in 2023. When she competed, we'd been together for like a while. I think we got together in like 2022, kind of like early 2022. So we kind of like went through, like we were together while she was in her off season and a pre-prep, and then she went into the prep and she had a hard prep. She was like pushed pretty hard, like she lost her period for like a year. She was put through the trenches. She was doing like 16k steps a day, like 45 minutes of cardio training, commuting an hour to work, doing a 9 to 5 corporate job, all of that while prepping.
Jeez. And
like we weren't intimate for like a long time during her prep, and I like just firmed it because like I understand. So I was with her throughout the whole prep, seeing her through the recovery phase, blah blah blah, XYZ. Anyway, gets to like 2024 summer, where I'm kind of like in my like peak off season, about to start my pre-prep. She goes traveling. We split up while she's traveling, which is just fantastic. So
my head would go nuts.
Oh, bro, this one spun my head. Like, my head hit the fan. Like I was like she's 100% just like sleeping with other men.
I would be so cooked.
Like so we split up while she was in Australia, and I was like, holy shit, I've just been fucked over. Crazy. Like if you're gonna like breaking up with me over text when you're literally the other side of the world is crazy work.
That is
anyway.
crazy work.
That lasted for like 5 days, and then she called me up like, look, I've made a mistake. Like she had some issues with like hormones and stuff like that. Like she was very fluctuating in terms of like mental health and stuff. Called me up like, I made a mistake. Like I want to try and work things out. So we did work things out. We moved out together in February 2025. I started prep around March, and then we moved out and it was good, but like. There was just no, like, ever since that initial breakup, we got back together, there was always just something missing. And I feel like I always had, like, had my guard up, because I was like, she's broken up with me once, like, it's probably going to happen again. But obviously, like, I was expecting, look, she knows what a prep entails. Like, I supported her through her whole prep, went to all her shows, all of that. I was like, I'm glad that I'm going into a prep with someone like that, because she'll be able to understand and she'll support, and it will make it more smooth and stuff like that. But, yeah, like obviously we were living together, we had a house together, and yeah, there was just no like intimacy there really. Like we just became friends. Like I had a housemate, not a girlfriend, by the end of it, and like we kind of both knew that like it was kind of time to end it, and we probably should have ended it earlier than we did. We were kind of just like getting by. But like we both weren't happy. Like looking back at it now, I was really, really unhappy. Like mentally, I was not okay. But you don't really realize that until you get out of it. So then I went out for like a coffee with a mate one day. I come back to the house. I open the door and she's like sat on the sofa, and like when you could just see something.
Oh, you know.
I said to her, I was like, "You're right," and she was like, "I can't see a future with you." and I was like, oh shit. But this, like, I wasn't shocked, but I was surprised at how she did it, but I wasn't shocked that she did it, if that makes sense. Like, it was sprung on me, which was mad, because like the night before we were in bed, playing TikToks together. Like, I hadn't changed in the prep by that point. I was still the same person. Like, I was very, very, like, my dick was still working. I was still fucking bouncing around. I was still active guy. Like the night before we were in TikToks, like watching TikToks together, laughing, having a great time, cuddling, whatnot. And then I come back from this coffee with my mate. She's like, I don't see a future with you. So I just go. I'm like, okay, like, because I'd already been put through the ringer once. I was like, I was kind of numb to it. I kind of just went, all right, sweet. Well, get out. Like, just leave, please. She got out, left, and then I like packed up all the things for her. But obviously we had the house together, so we had to go through that. Like break it, getting an early lease break, because obviously we were renting. Luckily we hadn't bought, because that would be techie. So we had to get an early lease break on the house, and then I've since then I've moved back in with my parents for now, before I'm going to buy a flat in the new year. But yeah, so that was the situation. But she had a new man on the roster, literally like 3 weeks later. My mate messages me, and he's like, "Oh, are you still with Millie?"
Oh
And
shit! I remember that.
bro, my mate messages me, and he's like, "Oh, are you still with your ex? Or well, are you still with your girlfriend?" And I was like, "Nah, we broke up like a couple of weeks ago." And he's like, "Oh, I've just seen her in Nando's with a fella." And I was like, "Oh shit, that's crazy work." But to be honest, like I said, like, because I've been put through the ringer once, I was kind of numb to it, and because I knew it was probably the right decision, I think I handled the breakup really, really well, and like I knew it was for the best again. So it's like I can only look at the positives, and my life's only got better since breaking up with her. Like, my life has elevated in so many ways.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is there to be upset about? Things come to an end, and like I have nothing against her for splitting up with me. Like, if she wasn't happy, then go for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want someone to stay with me if they were unhappy, you know? But there we are. That's my story. So yeah, we've all got slightly different stories. What was your question, Mikey? That you
Right, is the question, right?
Oh god.
Do you think you would have still been together if it wasn't for the prep? So now, obviously, I can assume the answers, but I'd like to hear it from you boys. Do you think if the prep or bodybuilding in general wasn't there, you would have still been together?
I think me and my ex would have still broken up.
You wouldn't have.
Oh, no, we would have, because we had that initial split before I was prepping, and I think that was like the split. That split should have just sticked, but we kind of like fought to keep it together, and then it kind of just fizzled out again.
Right.
So I think we would have still broken up. But Drew, what do you think?
I think we would have still broken up, just because of, like I said, that contrast. Like, it would have eventually came about, especially with my plans to go enhanced and just be more on top of it with everything, and just, especially now, my coaching is so much busier than it was in the start of the year. That would just lead to less time availability, and then I think it would have eventually just came to the same conclusion of just fizzling out, really, in my opinion.
What do you think, Mike?
Mine's a 50-50. I reckon if it was, I lived a normal life and I wouldn't have become a coach, then yeah, we would have still been together. But if because of prep and coaching being my full-time job, no. If it was just coaching full-time job, potentially, but I think it would have still led to the same outcome where I couldn't give, as like Drew said, enough time and attention because of simply how much time it does take away from you, right? You don't really, at least nearer to the start, I think you do, if you want to be like a successful online coach, unfortunately, you do have to sacrifice a bit of your own time if you want to grow quickly. There's not going to be any time to necessarily take days off and choose when your clients check in. If your client tells you they can only check in Saturdays or Sundays, well, guess what? You're doing check-in Saturdays and Sundays. There's no two ways about it. You just have to do what you can at that point in time. And I was like that for 4 months straight, where I had zero free time whatsoever. So if I was in the relationship still, there would have been no chance I'm in the position I'm in now. 0%.
Yeah. Facts.
Zero.
Drew, can you quickly mute and unmute yourself again? If that's
I'm going to
right?
close my blind a sec.
Yeah, go for it. It is you, bro. Because every time I've muted you, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. So
No, it's not, bro. I literally just click it, and it's gone.
yeah. No, it is gone. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's playing up there, but
no, I don't know.
So just if I go like this, just mute and unmute.
Oh,
Right?
can you do it? Just do it.
No, but you have to do it on your side because I was just muting you and unmuting you then, and nothing was happening.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those things. Like I think it's the same with anything though. It wouldn't just be coaching. Like if you are someone who's very committed and dedicated to getting your business in a position where it's successful, you having kind of, I don't want to call it dead weight because that sounds very disrespectful, but if you have a partner that's not 100% backing you and boosting that for you and 100% understands, then it's not going to work. If you're someone who's a highly motivated individual, that person, your significant other, needs to be all in.
Yeah.
Or it won't work.
I remember getting asked a question like, what's more important to you, your coaching business, growing it and quitting your job, or me? And I said the coaching business. Literally, that's
the right answer as well. That's not the wrong answer. You are a young adult trying to make it. Like, relationships come and go. Like,
yeah, man.
What's important? What's important for you is setting up your career for the future. You know, the women will come, the women will go.
Yeah.
And if the woman was the right woman, she'd still be here, but she's not. So she's not the right woman anyway. So you've done the right thing.
Don't get me wrong. Like, as harsh as it sounds, best decision I ever made. Like, I know that sounds bad, but it's true.
For her, that's as a byproduct of where you've gone in the industry, in the business.
Exactly.
You know? So I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that at all. No, you know, like same with you, Drew. Like your coaching is taken on leaps and bounds.
That's why I said, like, I don't think we would have been together now anyway, just because it was already like, you're doing that again, and she was like I said, she was so the other end of the spectrum, and she tried to understand, but when you're not in that yourself, even a little bit, it is always going to be hard, and
that's okay as well. It's like
and that's fine.
No one's in the wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
We're okay to want to focus on something. They're okay to not want to be a part of that. Like it doesn't. No one has to be in the wrong in that situation, which is also important to know and having the maturity to understand that as well. Cool. Should we tuck into some questions?
Yes. Yeah. How many have we got?
I've got a couple. I've got a couple. Have you got any, Mikey?
Yeah, I've got a like 5 or 6 maybe.
Ooh. I got 2 on my box that I put up.
All right. So the first one I've got. Should we like alternate? So I'll do one, Mikey do one, Drew do one.
Yeah.
The first one I've got wasn't actually on the question box. It was like sent as a DM because like it was a longer question. This is from Nat Massa, who competed this year, I believe.
Competed against me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say there's Supernaturals and the MBW, I think.
Yeah, well, his profile picture is him at the PCA, but he looks pretty shredded.
Yeah.
So the question is, objectively, how have you 3 handled post-show mentally and with food? And is there anything you would like to improve on for when it comes around next season? I think that's a very good question. Who wants to go? So he's asking objectively. So he's saying this isn't like opinion based. He's like based off like the facts and the stats. How have you handled it?
I'll go if you want.
Go for it, bro.
Yeah. So
get out of the way, Porky.
Yeah, I've gone into this post show with the preface of I know I'm gonna grow regardless because I'm in such an anabolic environment, like straight away. So, but if I was to do that again, with obviously not the circumstances of going on gear, I wouldn't push the boat out as much as I did because I would be cooked by now if I did. Like Marbella, it was cool, but I probably wouldn't have. Like I pushed the boat out a considerable amount more than you out there, didn't I? Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I knew I was coming back and I was getting straight into that anabolic environment, and I've made wicked gains. Like I wouldn't change that now, but if I was to do it again in a different circumstance of obviously being on cycling prep and then not having that first exposure, to sort of be in that super physiological range for the first time, I would manage it a fair bit better.
Do you think, and be honest now,
I could have made more progress.
Keep it 100. Keep it 100 now.
Oh,
I'm gonna ask you like a two-part question. So, do you think your like reversal or whatever you want to call this phase would have been better if you had stuck with Finn through like for like a couple of weeks post, like maybe till like 4 weeks post prep, and then and like actually like and had a slower rate of gain? Do you think that would have set up a better runway for you, or are you kind of looking at it as in like, oh yes, I've probably gained a bit too fast, but it's okay? Like, where's your head at?
When you say staying with Finn, do you mean not going enhanced?
No, you're still going in
right.
enhanced, but like having him there for like daily check-ins or whatever it may be.
To be honest, I actually done. Like, I genuinely, like, I send pics to you and I'm like, bro, I feel wild. I look wild, innit? Like, I'm not negative about it because I've always planned to push up till that, like, April time. And I'm in the right rate of gain for that now, to be fair to where I'm at body composition-wise. So, maybe, like, but for what it was worth, for my mental health and the mentality of relaxing and just easing off the gas, then that is worth more to me than a couple of % of gains. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear
like
that.
I had a fucking ball of a time. Like, it was class. And I wouldn't. I know. And maybe if I would have made 1%, 2%, if I could have gained for an extra 3 weeks at the end of this push up, then like okay. But for what I got out of it and the enjoyment and the relaxation and the mentality just refresh, then no, I wouldn't change it.
Nice. That's a good take on it. I'm glad you've actually spoken about it in that way, because I feel like I've always tried to get that out of you, but you always like kind of like swerve your way.
No, that's genuinely how I feel though. Like,
that's what I've always wanted you to just say is like, yes, I could have handled it better, but it was worth it because of how it's helped me mentally and how much you enjoyed yourself. If like in any situation like that, if you say I don't regret it because I had a fucking great time.
Exactly.
Like, you can never throw shade on that. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Like,
agreed.
Go on, Mike. If you were to take, or no, objectively, how would you say you handled the post-show phase mentally and with food? The question is.
Yeah. So I left Finn like a week after post-show because I had a hair transplant surgery 10-day post-show, right? So I was like, I can't train for 4 weeks. If I were to go back in time, would I have stayed with him a little bit longer just for the accountability side of things? Yes, but then in the back of my mind, it simply was like, I just cannot justify spending that amount of money for another month for me not to be training, not to be able to do steps, none of that. So I can handle it myself. Food-wise, fine, not an issue whatsoever. I think where I made an issue post-show, and the only reason the food stuff went really well, I think, in the beginning, was because I had the transplant surgery coming up, and I knew, right, I don't want to fuck my body up. I want to go into it being healthy, recover from it quite well. And I lost quite a bit of tissue, actually, after that transplant surgery, because I didn't train for like 3-4 weeks, and I was just looked saggy. But then I recomped really quickly into it. But where my mistake was post-show, one, mentally, the breakup hit me really, really hard. Post-show, I was like, fucking hell, because I didn't have anything that was like blocking that side of it. I had no like show coming up or anything, so that was something I had to deal with straight away. And then not having a gym as an escape because of the hair transplant, and then mentally as well, like just a bit lost, a little bit. Like coaching was still going really, like it was very, very busy, so I didn't have time for anything whatsoever, and it was like I didn't really have time to soak anything at all. And then I was like, I haven't even soaked in that I've done well this prep. It didn't even feel like I did well at all. But the main mistake I made in my prep was, I jumped to the assisted side 3 months post-show, I think it was. So it's been 2 months now, but I jumped 3 months post-show. But within that 3 months after I finished the hair transplant surgery, I put myself back into a diet, even though I was already lean, because I was so obsessed with being lean. And then I was just way too lean for 3 months, like to the point where my hormones hadn't recovered yet. My appetite was still sky high. My food noise was sky high. My my sleep was awful, my recovery was awful, and I just stayed way too lean for way too long. And I didn't try to increase my calories whatsoever. I didn't want to. I wanted them to stay at like 3,000 because I was like, if I go up more, I'm not going to have this like cool look that I really like at the moment, and I've lost muscle, I want to recomp. And I kept making up stupid excuses. And then when I started with Tim and when I became enhanced, I almost had the same sort of thought process with Drew, where I was like, well, I can get away with a bit more food. And in all honesty, nearer to the start with Tim, first week or two, really, really good. And then when I moved, a lot of stress when I moved to Cardiff, and I was slipping up quite a lot. That's when I started struggling with food for the first time, where I was having more off plans than normal. There'd be times where the food noise would hit me so hard and I'd eat a hell of a lot of food and I'd be like, fucking hell, like I feel shit about it. And then, you know, my weight went up pretty quickly, but composition stayed okay because I assume of the enhanced side of things, even though, you know, like we were speaking about this before, I'm on nothing crazy, but it definitely helped out in a sense. And then, you know, the last sort of 4 weeks, last month has been completely dialed in, like absolutely perfect. Maybe 3 weeks, I don't know exactly the numbers, but I definitely had a blip for like a week or two in between that sort of period with food, where my stress just reached an all-time high through moving house. Traveling for my client show to London like 2 times, 2 weekends in a row, and then I had like a perform meet, and it was like hours and hours of driving, moving back and forth. It just caused me a lot of stress for no reason really. And then I kind of gave into the food side of things, and I openly speak about that on my YouTube just because not many people do. And I get so many replies from clients and people on Instagram of where I was like, yeah, I just straight away told Tim, like, I'm struggling. I said, like, look, I'll be honest with you, I haven't been adherent. I've been doing the cardio, doing the steps, doing the training, but I know that means nothing anyway. I was like, look, mate, the food's been shit. And then he was there to help me in that side of things. And it's scary with someone like Tim, who's such a high quality, high standard coach, of having myself who I'm acting like I kept saying I'm like a fucking pussy, mate, like I'm so embarrassed. He goes, mate, stop thinking like that, like everyone, like, I'm here to help. And then I was like, oh, I've got to speak about this, so, you know, whether my clients are going through this or other people, it's okay to speak to your coach about that. But yeah, now things are very smooth sailing for me. But definitely, like, any time I would have an off-plan meal during post-prep, the guilt was mad. Like, even if it was a controlled off-plan meal where I would save calories for that off-plan, or maybe like my mum would have a cookie and I'd have like a bite of it or something, it was way too meticulous to the point where the next day, like, I would punish myself for no reason, right? Like, out of nowhere, because I was like, I just want to stay lean. And that's where I made a mistake post-show.
It's mental. Like, it's me and Drew were saying this in Marbella, like, because you're in that state of discipline and you're in that state of like meticulous adherence for so long, like, your brain chemistry is altered. Like,
yeah, 100%.
The way you perceive food, the way you perceive like life is so different. Like,
yeah,
like, it's crazy. Like, you find yourself trying to justify things and then like trying to make up for things which really you don't need to do. But you're so hardwired to that you're like, sometimes, like, you catch yourself and you're like, what am I doing?
Bro, how many times did we do that?
Yeah, so
like
much.
we were like doing it so often, we were catching each other. It was like, yeah, we're gonna have this tonight because of we did this today, we did this.
We hit enough steps, it will be okay. Like,
literally,
you don't need to say that. Just eat the meal, you dick.
I know.
Yeah, like, you can have that shit. Like, I think as well, what I had a massive fear of, because, like, I'm not stupid to say that my coaching didn't grow very, very quickly, because it did, right? And I attached the only reason to my coaching being successful was because of my prep and how I looked, and people looking at me as the natural guy who looks really good and is happy all the time and locked in. So I was like, I need to keep that persona. And I was like, if as soon as that drops, as soon as I'm not lean, or I go into an off season and I'm not posting my physique as much, my coaching's going to go downhill. But it's doing better than it was on the prep at the moment. So, you know, obviously,
I wanted to touch on. That's something I wanted. You know, when I said earlier I wanted to, like, ask you some questions.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the questions I want to ask. Again, we'll still get into that a little bit later. We'll get through the questions we've got first.
Of course, yeah.
Drew, do you want to? Well, that's basically the long-winded answer for all three of us of how we did. I answer mine.
No.
Did I say it?
No.
Oh, I'll keep it quick. I think objectively I handled it decently. I think I shot myself in the foot by like when I'm in Cardiff, I'm absolutely fine. 100% adherent. I shot myself in the foot from a natural post prep perspective by going to Marbella 2 days post prep and then going to London for 4 days. Like that from if I wanted to be an optimal perfect bodybuilder, I shot myself in the foot. But again, similar to what Drew said, I fucking had a great time in Marbella. I wouldn't change how I did Marbella for the world.
No.
And I had a fucking fantastic time in London and really enjoyed the food I had out there. So yes, am I as lean as I probably would be if I stayed in Cardiff post prep? No. But do I regret it? Also no. So in terms of objectivity, if we're looking at it from a pure I am only a bodybuilder sense of the matter, I would have handled it better by staying in Cardiff for a couple of months and then potentially going away. But in terms of a human perspective, objectively, I think I handled it fine because I'm not fat. So and a lot of people are fat, like already.
Do you want, speaking of next post show, no matter what, even if like I know I can handle a post show well, but just to reduce the amount of mental stress, because it does cause me a lot of mental stress, the food side of things. It really does. I fucking hate it. I am putting Retta in 100%. Like
it doesn't work, bro. It doesn't work. Ask Drew.
What were you taking, if you don't mind me asking?
I microdose in Retta now, just
Is
for
it-
like the insulin sensitivity side.
How much are you taking daily?
Loaded, point one every other day.
Right, so it is a very small amount.
Yeah, like because I don't want any of that hunger signaling shut down right now. Like I'm only taking it as an insulin substitute, really.
Cool.
But before we went to Marbella, I front loaded 4 milligram.
Didn't do anything.
Which is like, that's a fair whack for first exposure as well. Because I was just like, okay, I got some. Let's see what it does.
It did niche.
No, bro, it didn't, right? Because I wanted to eat the food. But do you remember that one day? Bro, food was just not moving. It was here, and it was staying here. It was weird. Like, it was something I'd never experienced. Like,
maybe
the gastric slowing of it. It was wild. Like
next time to Tirzepatide, mate. That one's apparently got an even wilder appetite suppressant.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I know. Yeah, so that's my experience. And yeah, I just got it in now as like a microdose every other day.
No, I will definitely be utilising that. I'll fucking do 10 milligrams a day if I have to, mate.
The most I've seen, not from me prescribing it to a client, Jesus fucking Christ, but I know of someone that was using like a 20 milligram bottle a week, and like, how is bro eating anything?
I've got a question on this, but so we can speak about it later. But it's mad how it affects it, because I've got some clients utilizing it as well, like only a handful, and like I'm always very, very careful with these things regardless. But the amount like I normally like to start on, very minuscule, which we can get into later. But the way it can affect one client versus another is
crazy,
mad.
bro. It's crazy. It goes off so heavily of what they were like as an individual in the first place. If they have an extremely addictive personality anyway, if they have really, really bad relationships with food anyway, that's not going to just kill that at a microdose. Yeah. But whereas someone that's already hitting the fucking nail on the head every single week, you give them 2 mg a week and they're like life-changing. But whereas someone else who has that addictive personality, is really struggling to adhere, they might need 4, 6, 8 even, and to even get the same effect as a good individual on 2. Like, it's so relative.
Just goes to show, lads, that drugs are
you should stay natty.
drugs are supplements. They don't do all the work for you.
Yeah, I'm going for a piss quick. You carry on.
Yeah, go for it. Drew, do you want to get into a question that you've got?
Yeah, I got one for us as well. Anyway, so I'll run through that one.
Go for it, bro.
It's a question from one of my clients. It's favorite off-plan meal, but I'm going to give a caveat to this, because I'm going to say something that we haven't had yet. That spices it up a bit, doesn't it? Because we've had a lot.
Bro, I've had good.
We both have, bro. I've ate good.
Those are very good.
I've ate very good.
Favorite off plan? Well, okay, so like an off plan that like I may potentially have next that I haven't had yet.
Yeah. Something that's on your list that you want to have as like a weekly off plan that we haven't had yet.
Weekly? Slow down, buddy.
Not on weeklies, nah. Well, just whenever you fancy. Is it like?
No, I don't. I literally will only eat an off plan if I'm not in Cardiff.
Yeah.
In Cardiff, I'm dialed, bro. Literally.
Yeah.
Favorite off plan that I haven't had yet.
Yeah, right, Mikey. The question is right. The question is, as is on its own, favorite off-plan meal, but we've already answered that loads of times. So I'm going to say, what's your favorite off-plan meal that you haven't had yet post prep?
Okay.
That will potentially be next on your list.
So I think mine will be. So there's a place in town. It's just off Queen Street in Cardiff, called Millie's Cookies.
Oh, I know the spot.
They do big cookies. Actually, tell a lie. Okay, I've got two. Sorry, I'm food focused. Millie's Cookies. Because I always said I was going to order. It's peak that they're called Millie's Cookies. Like, why can't they be
I was thinking that.
Why can't they be called Hannah's Cookies or something? But anyway, that cookie place, because they do like big cookies. I used to get them like when I was a kid, and I was always in prep. When I was in the depths of prep, I was like, I could kill a Millie's Cookies. Anyway, that's one. The other one would be there's a new place in the Bay called Cinnamore, and it's
I've walked past it so many times.
Yeah, Cinnamore. I haven't had a cinnamon bun post prep, so Cinnamore, that's up there as well. You live in the Bay, don't you? So fuck, you must go past there all the time.
All the fucking time. I walked past it by accident, and I walked in. I was like, "Do I just get one?" No, I can't. I can't. I've had 2 meals today already.
Oh fuck, yeah. It looks unreal though, doesn't it?
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. So that would be my two.
Ooh.
For me, I want to say I want to have like a big fucking sushi platter.
Yeah.
Sorry
to interject. I would have said sushi, but I had some in Breeze.
Yeah, I know, and I didn't. And I really want, like, do you know when, like, do you see fucking Martin Fitzwater's story the other day? Yeah, one of those.
Brett is boy Brett put up a YouTube of them eating it.
Oh, I've got that on my watch later.
Yeah.
Well, bro, I'm going down that boot park thing tomorrow, innit?
Yeah.
So what I'm potentially gonna do.
Bro, Bro's putting potentially in there, like he hasn't already told who he's going with that he is doing it.
I'm gonna do it.
But where? Go sushi.
Nah, I don't know. I usually would have an off plan today post Steppa, but I'm gonna have one tomorrow. I want to say
Sushi Life.
Yeah.
Wellfield Road.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's the best sushi spot in Cardiff. Yeah.
Sound.
Sushi Life, Wellfield Road, and then you can go to Butte Park from there. It's like 10-minute drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you
Sound. There we go. Just like that.
go. The plan's
Mikey, what about you?
Well, I haven't answered my favourite off-plan meal, so I answered that one quickly. It was what I ate directly post-show. I had nothing post-show. The show finished very quickly. It was on a Sunday. Me, Finn, and Butcher, or Matt, we went to Domino's, had a large stuffed crust Domino's, and a pint of Haagen-Dazs, mate. Finn let me have it as well. I was fucking gassed. I was like,
you won the sword, bro. Go do what you want.
Yeah, I fucking post WMBF, bro. I had a bowl of 80-gram cream of rice, weighed out everything, mate. Like, but
can I touch on something in a sec, right? Do you know we all did multiple shows, innit? Like, there is people who are doing multiple shows and have done multiple shows this season that have had off-plan meals between shows.
I couldn't ever.
That did not even cross my mind.
No.
Yeah, we're not that bad, guys. We're good.
No, we're not, like, people do that, though. They do.
Yeah.
And
I can't lie, though.
Backwards to me.
Finn and all the natural physique, Josh, Noah, Matt, Finn, we were all not Noah wasn't there, but everyone else was. We were all staying in an Airbnb together. and we finished the show, and I was like, they're going to the shops to get some. And I was like, oh, come with. I don't want to stay in the flat. I've just won an overall. I don't want to sit here by myself. And I was like, yeah. Then he went into a chicken shop. I was just waiting to hear him say, Mikey, what do you want? I was just hoping he was going to say that, and he didn't. And then went back in. He goes like, check your phone, and it was like 80-gram cream rice, 100-gram fruit, 25-gram dark chocolate. I was like, oh fuck it, sound. But then I had one post PCA, which was the large stuffed crust. And then Haagen-Dazs, which was fucking shit. The pizza was shit because I got the new hot honey one. I was like, for fuck's sake, like awful. But the Haagen-Dazs Biscoff was banging. And then if I were to have something that I haven't had yet, to be fair, ever since I prepped the first time, me picking an off-plan meal is an impossible task. I will search through every single menu before I find the most perfect thing. It's so annoying for me to have off-plan meals because I'm like, oh, do I want to waste an off-plan meal on this, or I could have this? I overthink it, so I most of the time just don't end up having them, or I make something homemade, as of recent anyway. But if I were to have something that I haven't had yet, is M&S cookies.
Oh yeah, I like that shout.
Yeah, I take it as well that you haven't been down City Road yet.
Say that again.
You haven't been down City Road in Cardiff yet.
No.
Don't go there, bro.
Don't go.
Don't do it. It's just food everywhere, bro. City Road is like in between like Roath and town. It's like notorious for just hella food spots.
Yeah, bro. There's just like smash burger places, chicken places.
Oh no, I went down there. That's where I get my hair cut. Yeah, I went down there. There was all these chicken shops. Like it looked fucking insane. I was staring at all of them. Like oh my god, yeah, I did go down there yesterday, and I was thinking, fuck.
What we'll have to do, boys.
I know what's coming, and I'm down.
We have to hit up Fat Boys on City Road.
Right, I'll start calorie banking as of today.
So Fat Boys, yeah. So I know one of the guys that owns it. Well, he either owns it or he works he's works there and like has, I don't know. Anyway, it's like a little burger van, smash burgers, tater tots, bro. It's serious. Like it's a very good spot. Right, next question, Mikey. Do you wanna fire through a couple because we're already getting to the hour mark and
shit.
I'm gonna run for a piss a sec.
Go for it, bro. Mikey, fire away.
This will be a really quick one to answer, so because it's it's one of those questions. But how many grams of salt / low salt you think is a good number for natty athletes?
Oh, brother.
I'll just answer it very quickly. There is no specific answer for it. If you want my answer, I think I was having with Finn during prep, I was having 7 grams of pink salt, 2 grams of low salt. I think that's what I was having. And I would split up the low salt in my final meal, and then pre-workout, I'd always have 2 grams of pink salt, 1 gram low salt. That's what I do throughout the whole prep.
Yeah. I think the way I would answer it is that it's very like person dependent. Like for me personally, I know when I increase salt, like when we manipulated salt, like in peaking phases, I would get really like watery. Like it would not do me favors. So I think it's a case of like for the guy who's asking this question, just experiment. Like keep all other variables the same. Manipulate water a couple of different times. Experiment with different amounts and kind of see how your body reacts. See how your fasted look is. See how it affects body weight as well. And then kind of take it from there. Like a nice baseline to start with is like 1 gram of salt per 10 kilo of body weight. I quite like that. That's like a nice baseline to have. But then, like, yeah, it's very person dependent.
Back question to that is: do you track your salt during the off season?
So basically, what I've been doing in the off season, I do track it, but not per meal. So I'll just pour out X amount of salt. So I'm doing 8 grams of salt a day. I just pour that into a small Tupperware at the start of the day, and then I just apply that as and when. I don't track it per meal per se.
Yeah, as of recent, sometimes I go through phases where I'll just season the food with how I want, to be honest with you. But then if I'm doing like tracking it, then I put it in a little bowl thing like you do and just spread it throughout the meals. Drew, question was this one you don't have to answer, but you can answer the second part of it is how many grams of salt, low salt, you think is good for a natty athlete. So it's like it doesn't matter. But
a gram of pink, half a gram of low. Per meal. Gram and a half.
That's not bad.
Gram and a half of pink on your pre.
There we are.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad answer. What do you track your salt in the off season right now, Drew?
Yeah. I'm just a gram of pink, half a gram of low per meal, and then in my
Per meal.
pre, I'll have a gram and a half of pink.
Nice.
I'm only tracking it because I have like one of the dispensers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use that during prep nearer to the end of it. I can do another question. One of them was thoughts on Retta, but we've
covered
spoke
that.
about that anyway. This one here, how to increase clients' adherence to training and nutrition.
I would say the main thing is it's all troubleshooting, and it's finding what the limiting factor is, and diving into what actually is limiting them from adhering, whether it be a psychological standpoint or a schedule standpoint, and then troubleshooting that, and then manipulating the plan and being proactive with the plan to best kind of match that. And all, like, that's the case for the most part with my clients, but also you've got to meet them on a level as well, and you have to be able to understand whether they are just not trying hard enough. So it's finding that middle ground. That's what I would say.
Go on, Drew.
I would say I've been doing this a lot more of recent months. Do you know, like when you get training clips like in a dump and things like that, and especially when you like give someone a fresh meal plan or whatever, I really, really preface, are you enjoying this session? Are you enjoying this meal plan? Like, tell me if you do not get on with any of these exercises, any of these food choices. Tell me something that you don't like. And then people, like, when someone's enjoying something, not only like are they going to train harder because they actually like the shit they're doing, but the same with meal plans, they're going to adhere so much more as well if they actually are looking forward to meals and enjoying the food they're eating.
Yeah.
And you can't
it's that honesty with and having trust in the coach-client relationship as well, that they can communicate how they honestly feel as well. I think that's a big part of it.
And there's a different answer to prep athletes, people who have ambitions to compete in the near future, where as coaches we simply do expect them to have a level of professionalism where, you know, if they're planning on chopping and changing meals all the time, saying I'm bored of this now, well, look, like, it's a prep, we need the data, I need this, I need to see how your body responds to things, and that's a conversation you need to have with them. But just like Drew was saying, and off the back of Ed's too, my most important thing is enjoyment to a level, right? Yeah, obviously if we can make you 100% enjoy it, perfect, but then also you've got to be careful more within the fact of meeting them in the middle. But then if they're telling me like they want like 10 Oreos in their diet every single day, obviously that's something, you know, you probably could implement, but it all depends on their goals. But then like off the back of that, if you're noticing still, regardless, you're changing things all the time, you're communicating with them, they're telling you they're not enjoying it no matter what, well, then that's where I always say to them, hey, let's hop into a call, right? Because I've oftentimes found it where I could send them a really long voice note explanation or go into a check-in and go into it in a hell of a lot of detail. If they don't want to hear it, they're not going to listen. Whereas if they're in a call and you're having a conversation with them, they're forced to listen. They have to understand, and you can get back their ideas. You know, they might not say, I'm going to reply later because I didn't like this answer. You go into it, you discuss why it's important. And the way that I say it is, 99.9% of people do not have a coach and are not willing to get a coach. 99.9% of people never achieve their physique development goals. 99.9% of people eat whatever the hell they want. That's why they will not get those things. So if you want to be in that top sort of percent of people and achieve something that others can't, there are certain things that you're going to have to just either get used to or give a try before, you know, you call it quits straight away. Because at the end of the day, you've got to turn it into a habit, something that's easy for you and you can stick to. It's never going to be easy right off the get-go when you're changing your lifestyle 180.
You can't expect to be different to everyone else if you're acting like everyone else.
Yeah,
exactly. I think it's very important as well to treat like you have a level of the client you're working with as well, and like, whereas if it's like a lifestyle client, it's like, and they're changing their food and then, oh, I'm bored of this. Okay, let's try this. Yeah. As long as they are like maintaining their deficit, you know, enjoyment is more of a variable for them. But whereas if it's like a high level athlete, whether that's bodybuilding, professional footballers, rugby players like yourself, Ed, like you work with young guys in that industry, it's like, mate, like you want to get to the top, don't you? You have goal aspirations. You can eat off a fucking meal plan. Like, there's levels to it as well.
Yeah.
There we are. Right, I'm going to fire off a couple questions.
Go on.
First one isn't really a question. It's from Paul Kenrick. Shout out, Paul. Mikey, you don't know who Paul is, but Paul is...
I got one from Paul as well.
Paul's like the man. Like, he watches every
He's
podcast.
a man. Okay, cool.
Always asking questions. He's a good
Shout
guy.
out, Paul.
He said, not a question, but loved the recent YouTube video of yourself and Mikey. Thank you, Paul.
Oh, yeah. That was a fun one.
That was a good video.
It was good.
He's asked another one. This one's aimed at Mikey and Drew, so you can kind of guess what it's going to be about.
I wonder.
Has Mikey and Drew noticed any mental struggles since transitioning over to being assisted?
Do you want me to answer first?
Yeah, go on.
No, like, to be honest with you, like, so I'm open and honest about this on my YouTube. I take 200 milligrams of testosterone per week. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this on here. Hopefully you're okay with that.
I feel like you are.
You'll be all right.
Yeah. So that's all I'm taking at the moment. So, like, hypothetically, it's not a crazy amount. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, people do say when you start gear, like at the start, it's like, I always want to be on the smallest amount for as long as possible. When you start, something's unlocked in your brain, the neurological pathways where you're like, shit, I want more. Like, I want to experiment. It is a crazy feeling. So that side of the mentality, that's definitely changed. But in terms of how I'm feeling emotionally or anything like that, I have genuinely noticed pretty much zero differences, if I'm completely honest with you. Like, I've gotten a bit stronger. I've gained muscle. But in terms of, like, my drive towards the gym, my mentality towards things, no, like, nothing there has changed whatsoever. Maybe because, I'm just busy. I really don't know, but no changes there for me whatsoever, personally at least.
True.
Yeah, for me, the same, pretty much. And it's really, really hard for, like, I imagine Mikey as well, to actually pinpoint, okay, is that the drugs? Or is that me getting in a healthy spot post-prep?
This is also true, yeah.
In prep anymore. It's like, my libido's increased, but is that drugs? Or is that I'm just not fucking single-digit body fat anymore? Yeah, I'm getting stronger, I'm getting better pumps, I'm doing all this, I'm doing all that. Is that or is that? It's obviously... Ed, you will experience it yourself. How do you feel, like, around this time now? Because we are, like, the same time post-stage. Yeah. How do you feel in the gym and in yourself? Like, do you feel almost normality?
No, I wouldn't say normality. Like, I'll be honest, like, it's still not really working down there too heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to wrestle. Normally, like, back in the day, I have to wrestle him down in the morning. Do you know what I mean? Like, he ain't going down without a fight. But nowadays, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just busy. Like, I get up and I go and train. Like, I'm thinking about lying in bed and fucking having a test.
I do think a lot of it, if I'm honest with you, is to do with stress. Like, I can't lie to you. Like, 100% to do with stress. But one thing I have noticed, because I'm taking injectable L-carnitine as well, them two mixed together, the pumps are fucking ridiculous. That's one thing I've noticed.
Wait till you put GH in. That puts that shit to shame.
I'll tell Tim. Hey, Tim.
When you get mad pip off L-Con?
Yes.
Well, why are you taking it then?
Well, I'm stopping as soon as I finish this file. The pip is mad.
Because other compounds are oil-based. They disperse under the skin a lot more evenly. But because L-carnitine is water-based, it pips like a motherfucker. I got a bottle of the engineered L-Con, ordered it post-prep or whatever, because we never really delved into that in prep. But did you, Mikey, use that at all in prep? L-carnitine?
The only thing I used nearer to the start of prep was Yohimbine, because out of previous experience I got on with it very, very well. But then we pulled out cardio like 6 weeks out, so yeah. Well, I bought a bottle of the engineered L-carnitine to use, like, with my first cycle, just because I wanted to try it, because, like, everyone raves about how good it is, and I used it. I got so much pip. I was like, fuck that shit. I literally put it in the bin. It's insane, isn't it? I'm literally on my last 2 probably injections, and fuck
Are you using it, like, locally to the muscle group you train, or are you doing sub-Q?
I'm doing intramuscular. Like, I have a rotation schedule, but it's timed around specific muscle groups. Bar, like, I won't do it in my quads or anything because that is insanely painful. But, like, if I do it I don't know, my delt or something, it just feels so swollen. I'm like, fucking hell,
Yeah,
it's
like, bro,
painful.
that's probably the pump though that you think is so good. It's just local inflammation from pip.
Probably.
Literally, like that is a thing. Like it's like when enhanced guys go into peak week, they're not jabbing their quads and their glutes and their delts because they show detail. You jab your lats, you know, you flare your fucking lats out, and they have that bit of inflammation. And it's like,
Yeah.
shit, yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Here we
So,
are.
but yeah,
we
what was
are.
the question?
The question was about mental, like if your mental is changing. I think both of you basically said no, which is
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Actually, based on you and your timeline, I would definitely say that the anabolics have increased and sped up my rate of getting back to normality. Because
yeah, bro works,
literally, bro works.
bro's function.
Nice.
Bro works.
I've got another one. This is relatively quick one. Well, depends how food focused we are. Depends on how long this answer goes on.
Another half an hour.
Finley Thornton asks, if you could only eat one flavour of Perform Whey for the rest of your life, what are you picking?
Cookie dough.
This cookie dough's a great answer. Cookie dough's a great answer. Let's speak to Mr. Perform himself and see what he has to
I
say.
know.
Mine
Can I
would
guess
have...
what you're gonna pick?
Code Mikey.
Go on.
Baklava.
Nope.
Fuck. Never mind.
Nope. Code Mikey. I would say my one would be sweet and salty popcorn.
Yes! I agree.
Oh, I've yet to try that.
I agree.
It's on prep. It's like fucking crack because of the sweet and salty.
Bro, it's the goat. It's the goat. It's the goat. I'm convinced it's the best Perform flavour.
So, by the way, cherry bakewell, mad good, mad good.
So sweet and salty, that would be my pick as well. One, because it just tastes fucking brilliant, but it's also very fucking versatile.
Very, yeah.
It's very versatile. Like you put that in oats, slapping. You put it as a whey drip, slapping. You put it like it can go with anything. It's very good. And I know the sweet and salty is my goat because I run sweet and salty meticulously when I'm peak off season. And
Nice.
that's the true like show of if you like a flavor or not. Because like bro, like right now I've got all sorts of tubs like of different flavors that like I'll probably never touch again.
Bro, you should see my stash. Fuck.
Well, I can imagine you're running out of room in the flat.
Yeah, it's fucked. It's
I can
fucked.
imagine. I can imagine. Right. Drew, any more questions?
Yeah, I got one from Paul as well.
Go on.
How have you found recovery since ramping up training volume post prep?
Ooh. I'll answer quickly.
Training volume at all yet, Ed?
Mine's not really changed too much, but Mikey, go for it.
Yeah, I my training volume wasn't ramped up very much. So when I was self-coaching myself, I was still. I mean, intensity went up quite a lot. No intensifiers. Still mainly 2 sets, and then the only thing I did were accessories. Especially the weak areas like my arms, I wanted to grow a bit more, or if I was doing like pullovers, they'd go up to 3 sets. But then with Tim, that's where volume and intensifiers came in right off of the bat, especially for like my delts and the burning sensation, the DOMs afterwards for like 3 weeks were insane. I can barely train them going into the next session, but it was that novelty factor to it. So my volume's gone up quite a significant amount. I just had another volume increase through my chest, my delts. Yet again, just working on the weak areas, but now like I adjust to it really quick. It's just I personally do not like being in the gym for over an hour and a half. I want to be done with my session by an hour and a half, because then at that point my ADHD starts kicking in and I'm like, fucking hell, I'm just a little bit bored now. But luckily it's not to that point yet, so we're all good.
Drew?
Yeah. For me, I've took like a massive emphasis on titrating volume up and up because I have newfound untapped recovery capabilities now, and they will continue to improve. So I wanted to see, find that new, okay, how far can I push before, one, am I just under recovered in general, or two, is this just fluff now? Like, have I lost that much strength by doing so many subsequent sets that this is just fluff work? But it's so far awesome. Like, I'm sort of evaluating sessions after them, and it's like, okay, was I sore in this muscle group going into this session? No. Was I recovered well in enough time? Yeah. Okay, let's put a set somewhere then. and then just I'm doing that on a week to week basis.
It's simple though, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, literally. It's like, okay, what's weak on me? Chest, arms. Okay, sound. Look at your chest and arm volume. Like for example, today I had upper. Last week I left upper. Maybe in a day and a half, my chest was totally fine. Yeah. So I can afford to do more. So I put another set of a press in, and then I'll do that for a week, and then repeat until you will inevitably hit that wall of like, okay, that's enough now. Let's rein it in. But you need to find that wall, I believe. So good. Yeah, to answer the question, I found recovery to be awesome. What about you, Mikey?
Good. It's much better now. Yeah, 100%. It took a little while to get used to, but it's fine now.
Cool. Yep. Any more questions?
Yeah, I've got one, and I'll change it so it's a little bit shorter. Name one short-term and one long-term bodybuilding goal.
Okay. I feel like.
Go on.
Yeah, go, Mike. You start us off.
Short term, I will say my short term goal is to reach 200 pounds this off season, have a successful mini cut, and then another very successful, the most successful off season I've ever had. And then long term goals is to win some very, very good shows the next time I'm back on stage. So, maybe some PCA overalls and things like that. Yeah.
Drew?
Short term, I want to reach peak body weight versus last off season, but in obviously a lot better nick. Like a substantial amount better.
How are you going to do that when you're already fatter than you were at peak off season last time?
This is true. This is also true. Fuck! I just start dieting tomorrow. That's my short term. Reach peak body weight. It's not like I need to reach that body weight goal. If it happens, and it'll be cool. But I want to get up and around those 90s numbers again, like I have been previous. A lot harder and a lot nicer than I have been previous. Long term. That pro kizzy. I'm just gonna say it. I want a pro card.
IFBB.
Yeah, that's my long term goal.
well, actually, shorter term, I want a PCA pro card. Let's go there.
Yeah, you'll achieve those.
Longer term, I want an IFBB pro card. There we go.
Nice. Yeah. Short term for me is
just working again.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, fucking get my natty test levels back to a normal spot because they were fucking 4 nanomole.
I've got bloods on Tuesday, so I'll send you my results.
Please don't. It'll probably make me feel
Who'd you go with?
Medicheck.
Yeah.
I just bought their fucking so expensive.
Oh, bro, tell me.
Get my bloods back to a good spot. Build a respectable men's non-junior physique, and then long term, I do want to be. Well, it's because natural bodybuilding's changing so fast. Like, I don't know if it will still be the same, but like, my long term goal is always to get a WMBF pro card. But like the way natural bodybuilding is changing, like it might be the thing that like getting an IFBB pro card naturally is like the thing to do. Like I always said WMBF because that was like the pinnacle of natural bodybuilding. I would say is being like a WMBF pro. But yeah, get a highly respected pro card as a natural. I would say would be my goal.
Yeah, it's good.
Happy days. We got any else, or are we going to wrap up?
Well, I had one question. I got, are you natty? 2 of us aren't, 1 of us is.
Yes.
And that's it. That's it on my end too.
I've got quick questions for you, Mikey. That I've got from myself.
Yeah.
The first one being, I remember back in the day, when you immediately finished prep. And like the kind of couple of months after it, I remember like on your YouTube and on your Instagram and stuff, you mentioned how you wouldn't prep again. I just want to know kind of what the thought process was now, obviously with your opinion on that changing. I wanted to just dive into the thought process behind that, what has influenced the change of decision, and kind of where your head's at in terms of that.
Yeah, I think my decision was solely based off of the person I became during prep and not the actual prep itself. Like the breakup 100% influenced that decision. I was like, fuck, I don't ever want to risk, like, say if I do find someone amazing, I don't ever want to risk that going away because of a prep, or I don't want my family to have to go through the way I am during a prep. However, I've come to realize that I've learned from those mistakes. I'm going to put those things I've learned into practice, and I can prove to myself that I don't need to hold myself back based off of previous experiences. And I'll make sure to do it in the right moment. That's 100% what I'm going to be waiting for. It was simply because of the person I became. I just really didn't like it, and in all honesty, it was how I dealt with the breakup. It really was. I really hated it because I'm a person that I just love to be kind to everyone. I think that's something that I've always tried to be my whole life, is very respectful and kind, and I was the opposite of that, and just really hated myself for it. And I put that all down to the prep, whereas it wasn't. It was a lot of life stress as well through the coaching being stupidly busy. And I've just developed as a human, and starting with Tim as well, it's reignited my passion for bodybuilding, coaching. Like the longer I've been coaching for, the better I'm becoming it, the more efficient I'm becoming at it. So everything's just getting better and better, and at the end of the day, I love it. Like, I want to see what I'm capable of. I will always be a massive fan of bodybuilding, and I know I'd regret it if I didn't compete again. There's no doubt about it, especially with how fun it was last time. So
yeah, that's a really good answer, and thank you for answering that question, because I didn't know how you were going to take me out asking that, but like, yeah, like that's a really good answer. It was interesting because obviously I remember when you were initially saying that you were never going to prep again. I was like, oh, that's a fucking.
yeah, I was set on it.
I was like, that's a fucking shame, isn't it? And then, but now
I was so set on not competing again. I was like, there is zero chance.
yeah,
I kept
no,
saying
I remember that, and yeah, so that was my main question. So thank you for answering that. My second question,
You're
just
welcome.
before we wrap things up, is going to be more so on the business side of things. So obviously, there might be some people listening that are aspiring coaches. Obviously, we were speaking like as you were kind of starting your coaching business, and you were obviously in sales first, and then you kind of picked up your coaching, and your coaching did it did kind of like rocket off, like it picked up very fast. Obviously, you were killing it on like TikTok. You like meticulously posting on TikTok, Instagram, like with the reels, with the content, which obviously definitely helped. With how quick your kind of client base picked up, how did you go about managing that, and what would you, for someone who's trying to get into coaching, how would you say is how would you manage how did you manage how quick your client base kind of picked up, and like what have you learned along that?
Yeah, so luckily I had Finn there a little bit to help me in regards to when things were moving really quickly. I was a bit panicking a little bit, like, shit, can I handle this? He gave me bits of advice here and there, which I'll always remember. But I think the main thing that I would say, if people are on the rise up in their coaching and things are moving forward, is one, don't overwork yourself, because it's very easily to overburn yourself. And in terms of how I managed it, I didn't manage it. I definitely did destroy myself, but I just kept on moving. I luckily didn't get to the point where I burnt out and I stopped and I quit. I definitely burnt out at a point, but I just kept on going. I just kept on fizzling. And that is where it got to the point where luckily I was like, right, I'm calling the prep. It was literally right at that breaking point as well. And then it all just was like, whoa, okay, it didn't get to anything detrimental. But then also during the prep, I was like 2 weeks out from the WMBF. I stopped taking on new clients. I started a waiting list. I couldn't take on any more clients. It got to the point where I was onboarding way too. It sounds dumb because I'm super grateful for it, and like who wouldn't want to be in that position? But I just couldn't onboard any more clients. I couldn't have any more calls. I couldn't manage the amount of clients I had at the time, or any more than I had. And my priority is always my service and what I give to those clients. Like, now, could I manage that amount? Yeah, I could. Not an issue, but it was still like kind of to the start of my journey. Not really, but I had to put a waiting list on it because I couldn't take on any more. And it was just about honing my skills on, focusing on the clients I had at the time. Because for me, I still didn't see it as a business yet. It was still more of a passion project that I was doing as a hobby and helping people out. So that was a privilege. That was the mindset of mine. But in regards to anyone else moving forward, just stay consistent with it 100%. Do not let out, even if there's weeks where you get no inquiries for multiple weeks. Just keep going. It will eventually happen. If you're doing it for the right reasons, you'll be willing to carry on working for 5 years before you make a penny off of coaching. That's just as simple as that. Don't be that person who gets 10 clients and then quits their job, or 5 clients and quits their job and risks it all with no savings, because that's not smart. I was still working my medical sales job full-time, traveling to London 4 times a week, whilst working every single waking moment of any other day I had spare time. And it was like, once I reach this certain amount of clients, or once I reach this certain amount of money per month, I'll quit. And then I kept extending it to the point where I was like, right, I'm actually losing money working my full-time job here, so I am going to quit. But yeah, I hope that answers that question.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely does. Like, would you, like, how much, like, I do want to wrap this up before we get in.
Yeah, go on.
Because 1, I've got a meal to eat, and 2, it's just getting, getting on. How much, like, would you say, like, the systems you put in place in terms of, like, your systems behind, like, onboarding, your systems behind, like, the whole, like, the setup process, would you say that they're, like, quite, like, vital in terms of making that, like, very smoothly? Because I know you worked with the
coach's trainer.
Yeah, and
no, not really, to be honest with you. Like, I get a lot of messages about him because I signed up with him for a month, and then I left him. And I got some business advice on it, but it was more like I already knew what I needed to do. I was just paying a shitload of money per month, and it kind of forced me to say, fucking hell, I need to not let this money go to waste. Even though I was already doing that anyway, and it was at a pivotal turning point where I was like 2 weeks out and I was getting a shitload of inquiries, so it worked out really well. I don't want to chat shit about it, but I'd say if you want to try it, do it for a month. Don't sign up to some like 6-month thing and then, because most likely it's not going to be worth it. If it seems too good to be true, it is too good to be true. That's 100%. But in terms of like onboardings, all these different things, 100% having a system is vital in terms of clear communicative hours. Like, yeah, I'm available 24/7, but like, make sure your check-ins are on this time. This is when I reply. This is when I do this. Like, there's always a rough structure to it, at least for myself when I work, because say like in the mornings, I'll get all of my check-ins done. If clients, send a check-in late, I'll get it done regardless, but I like everyone to do it early. And then in regards to like the onboardings, I've got a process of everything I send them to get all the right answers that I need, how I actually organize programming for them. I do it a step-by-step process, and having something that's there in front of me that's very systematic that I can tick box off, so I know I'm not missing everything, no, I'm not panicking. When I'm filming the onboarding videos, I go over the same things in a systematic process, so I'm not missing everything. That was 100% pivotal, because it stopped me from having to do all that and plan on top of it. It was all already planned. I just had to do it for that specific client, and then that was that.
There we are. So,
sorted.
Open up your ears, guys, and listen to that if you ever want to be a successful online coach, because
be willing to sacrifice a bit of your life if you truly want it. That's the last thing I'll end up.
Guys, if you want to be an online coach like us three, fucking just have a shit breakup with your missus.
Yeah,
it will transform you.
It's the Canon event. The Canon event. Your business going well.
It is a Canon event.
Right, guys. I think we're going to wrap it up there. It's been a fantastic podcast. Thoroughly enjoyed.
Good one.
An hour and a half of absolute just gems dropping all over the place. So, really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much, Mikey, for coming on. We thoroughly appreciate it. And we'll have to link up for a gym session and then like a Fat Boys after.
Yeah, we will.
Yes.
What's your split?
My split is push, pull, legs, push and arms, posterior.
Push, pull, legs, push and arms, posterior.
But I'm easy. I can move mine about.
We'll figure something out. But anyway,
we'll sort it.
We're going to wrap this up now. I hope you all enjoyed listening. If you did, leave a like, drop a subscribe, put us on your story, repost it, do all that good stuff.
Tag the shit, tag Mikey, tag us individually. Yeah,
we will see you all next week for the next episode. Peace.
Thank you, boys.